There's a pretty good chance that at some point in your life you've experienced financial difficulties of some sort, and you may well be going through that right now. But there are steps you can take to deal with financial stress in general. So I'm going to talk through 3 particular tips on what to do and maybe what not to do when finances are getting you down. So number 1 is don't avoid it. Whatever you do, don't avoid it. This can be really instinctive, because if we're faced with a problem, it almost makes sense on a survival level to just turn away from it and almost ignore it, pretend it will go away. But we know that doesn't happen, and we know that actually makes things worse. And that's especially the case when it comes to money. Because if we're ignoring financial problems, if we're ignoring, for example, letters from providers or debts that are building up, that sort of thing, what it can mean is that we end up paying higher charges, or we end up being placed on a higher tariff. Maybe missed payment fees, that sort of thing. So it can really add up. So the best thing to do is find a way to break it down, identify that one really small step you can take right now, and just go for that without trying to tackle the whole problem. Number 2 is talk about it, seek support. This might be the first step in not avoiding it. Research by the Money and Pension Service a couple of years ago found that more than 8 in 10 UK adults avoid talking about money. And that increases to 91% of adults who've experienced some sort of mental health difficulty. So we know there can be a lot of shame and secrecy around financial issues, especially when it comes to talking about these things with the people closest to us and our own family. So just the act of sharing some of our worries, what we're thinking and feeling about money, we don't even have to go into the actual detail, can help give you a different perspective. It can lift things a little bit and make it a bit easier to begin taking more practical steps. The third thing you can do is find ways to manage your own stress. So this involves doing things to support your mental and physical well-being so that you're better placed then to deal with the financial stuff. This starts with basic things like trying to get a decent sleep on a regular basis, eating well, getting regular exercise, that sort of thing. They're all known to be really good for reducing stress. It means getting support or talking to someone, like I've already mentioned. It means trying to avoid the things that we know help us feel better in the moment, but in the long run do us more harm. So things like drinking, substance abuse, gambling, eating sugary foods, or even just scrolling on our phone a lot. Those sorts of distractions that can help us feel like we're coping at that moment in time, but ultimately make things worse and cause more stress. And stress management also involves, especially when it comes to money, involves being a bit kinder to yourself, because we can be really hard on ourselves around financial problems. We often blame ourselves. But research on this shows that self-criticism actually causes more anxiety and stress. So take a step back and go easy on yourself for a moment. And that might help you find a clearer way forward.